If I could start by warning you of the fire alarm procedures. If the fire alarm is activated, please vacate the offices via the stairs and not using the lifts. Assemble in Hawley Square on the green, and officers will assist you and advise when it is deemed safe to return to the chamber. Would everyone present please ensure that their mobile phones are turned to silent and they are not used to make or receive phone calls in the chamber whilst this meeting is in progress. Does anyone intend to film the meeting this evening? Thank you. Any member of the public who objects to the possibility of being filmed may wish to take this opportunity to leave the meeting. I'll advise that if filming takes place, anyone in attendance in the public areas may have their image captured, and I urge anyone filming proceedings to avoid filming members of the public, particularly if there are children present. Okay, can we hear who wishes to speak under Rule 21, please? Okay, we'll give it this. Okay, I have item 4, Councillor Bayford, item 5, Councillor Ken Gregory, item 6, Councillor Ian Gregory, item 7, Councillor Ken Gregory, item 8, Councillor Ian Gregory and Councillor Rosanna Taylor-Smith, item 9, Councillor Leslie Game, item 10, Councillor Rosanna Taylor-Smith. Correct? Any other members wish to speak under Rule 21? Okay. Before we start the formal part of the proceedings this evening, I'd like to ask members and those in the public gallery please to stand in a minute's silence in memory of Joe Cox MP, self-proclaimed Yorkshire lass who today paid the ultimate price for accessibility and democracy. Settled. Agenda item number 1. Any apologies for absence, please? No. Item number 2. Declarations of interest. Any items on the agenda here this evening? No. Agenda item 3. Minutes of previous meeting. I asked that you agree to approve the summary of recommendations and decisions of the Cabinet meeting held on 3rd March 2016, a copy of which was attached to the agenda pack. Okay. All agreed that I should sign those as true record? Okay. Thank you. Agenda item 4, Manston CPO soft market testing exercise. This is a result of the exercise which Cabinet agreed to undertake in December 2015. The result of the exercise, I think it fairly clearly are disappointing given the low scores from those 3 parties who expressed interest through to the final stage of the process. However, what was also clear was that other parties approached the Council as a result of the OJEU notice, and we have passed their interest on to the current owners of the airport site. Given the results of this exercise, it is recommended that Cabinet note the results and take no further action. Those recommendations are contained in the report that the Cabinet 6.1, Cabinet note the results of the soft market testing assessment and take no further action in respect of the interested parties. And I would like to move that recommendation. Do I have a second? Okay, Councillor Crowe-Brown. 2 seconds. Thank you. I believe Councillor Bayford, you wanted to speak under 21.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I think to say that the quality of responders to the soft market test was poor is an understatement, really. When you consider that there were potentially 75 criteria points that they could have scored, between them they managed 2. One of them couldn't be, no sort of credit limit could be found for them, and the others were good for £500 each. So my question to you really is, why did it take so many months to actually reach the conclusion that they were unsuitable CPO partners? But I wonder, in the light of that, whether if you're serious with your manifesto pledge to want to see an airport there, whether now you could actually show some support for RiverOak, who are going through a DCO process, showing that they're still serious in bringing an airport, a working airport, back to Thanet. And I think that they've demonstrated that. As I understand it, they've made recently an increased bid to buy the airport from the current owners, which has been rejected. So I think it's the right time now, if you want an airport here, that we should back RiverOak.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think if you look in the report, there is reference to in. Sorry, just find the correct paragraph. 2.3. The delay in connecting the assessment with the interested parties is due to some time taken in assessing the bona fides of one of those parties, and it was felt, certainly at the time, by the people who formed the assessment panel, that they ought to take as much time as was required to understand what those bona fides were, whether or not they were truly relevant. And indeed, if some of those bona fides had worked out slightly differently, no doubt the scoring regime would have recorded something a little bit different. In terms of the results in dealing with the RiverOak themselves, I'd hesitate to remind you, but the RiverOak were assessed under 2 separate administrations of this council and found to be either unable or incapable of producing the financial information that was required in order to make them match as an indemnity partner. And as such, I'm not sure that they have demonstrated that they earn the opportunity to go back for a 3rd time. You will see there are others who have been put in touch with the owners of the site who may have ready access to some funds. And in terms of commercial confidentiality, you can't say more than that about those particular applications right now. But certainly those people were not interested in taking part in a CPO-style exercise. RiverOak, I'm sure, will do what RiverOak wish to do, as they always have done. But I see no case for going back to, with a group who have been rejected twice already, in order to salvage a particular position.
I wasn't suggesting for 1 minute that we should go back and consider them as a CPO partner. What I'm saying is that they're going through a process that has no financial risk to this council whatsoever. They're planning to deliver an airport, which you said at the election you wanted. So all I'm saying is that I think that we should give them the moral support, not that they should be a CPO partner. No, I'm not sure they would want to be one now anyway.
I think in many ways they've always had the moral support of most of the councillors in here. It's their inability to actually translate that into a real case that got them in trouble.
U-turn.
Any comments from the Cabinet, or are we going to have a seconder for that recommendation, please? Derek, thank you. All those in favour? Sorry. Thank you. Item number 5.